when I saw this matchup, I was like, who knows something here? Because let's just be honest, the UFC is all about Tom Aspinall, and they are not about Curtis Blades.
That's so mean.
I'm just being honest. You take a look at some of the things that have been said. For a while, the UFC was behind Curtis Blades, and then he had a fight, and he even won it when he fought Volkov. Dana was not pleased. Dana was not happy, and then he had the fight with Derek Lewis, and he got hit with the uppercut from hell, and went out. That's going to happen when you get hit by Derek Lewis. It's not, anything. But he lost his luster with them as far as, is he a top contender? That they like Tom Aspinall. He does a lot for him. He is well-spoken. He has the, UK market there. Everyone there loves him. He fights well in all ranges. And he's not a guy that's, creates any kind of friction for him or anything like that. Where is this fight taking place? Okay. And it's not like Aspinall will probably come out first because he's not ranked above Blades, but I'm just saying the UFC would be very happy with Tom Aspinall winning this. And so I'm saying, I think they believe that he will win it. I think they believe that in the end, he's going to get a win here. I think Curtis Blades definitely has the ability to beat him. And where he does have the ability to beat him is exactly where you said Aspinall is superior in the submission game. You got to don't fear that submission game. What you have to do is you have to put him in positions where you are doing damage to him, where the submissions just aren't even available based upon he's too concerned with defending than he is to try to be offensive and lock up a submission. And Curtis Blades' wrestling is damn good. He is a damn good wrestler. He's got good stand-up. I think in the stand-up, they're very close to being equal, but I think wrestling-wise, it definitely goes to Curtis Blades, and submission-wise, it definitely goes to Tom Aspinall. So this is one of those fights you take a look, and each guy can win. I think Curtis Blades, if he fights a smart fight in using his wrestling at times to put Aspinall down and just avoid the submissions, put damage on him while you're not being damaged, that's your route to victory. For Tom Aspinall, I don't see him shooting a takedown that he's going to get the takedown on Curtis Blades. I think he's got to actually touch Curtis, hurt him in the stand-up. With that, he's on the ground in the top position, and things are not going to be going well for Curtis.
Well, you said it right off the bat that Tom Aspinall is a key person for the UFC. Yep. Michael Bisping has now gone to commentary. Darren Till is not as active as they would like him to be.
Patty Pimblett coming up.
Yep, Patty Pimblett coming up. Sure, maybe he's potentially a star. He is a star. You got Molly McCann, who's also pretty much a star, but based off of her last fight, some of her previous fights.
She's doing good.
So she's been doing well. But Tom Aspinall, they're looking for that heavyweight, someone who could really push them. Cyril Gahn, right? He's from, isn't he from but he's from France?
France.
But I thought he was living
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Anyways.
Nope.
All right. Well, so that's still another market they're trying to hit. But with Tom Aspinall, this is a market to help replace Michael Bisping, to help replace Darren Till, kind of slide him in there, and also too at the heavyweight division. It's easy to get behind him. He's got a whole country behind him. Very marketable. Still young. Understands where his place is. He's not out here talking shit to the UFC, going, "Oh, I'm the heavyweight. I deserve this, this, and this." And
yep.
And a lot of heavyweights tend to do that because they think they're just, I'm the greatest because I'm the heavyweight. And so the fact that he originally wanted to slow play all of his fights.
He did.
No, a little bit more time. So he understands what's at stake. He understands how good he can be or how good he is. And there's no rush. There's no rush to get to the top because once you get to the top. And he is
getting better.
Yeah, he is. There's no rush getting to the top because once you get to the top, there's nowhere to go but down.
Only killers.
So he slow played this. This is a big fight for him. It's a big step up in competition. Can Curtis Blades wrestle him, though, for 5 rounds? That's the question. And heavyweights have a tendency. Now, look, you can say how good a wrestler is, but all heavyweights, outside of for Cain Velasquez, couldn't wrestle for 5 rounds. I've never seen a heavyweight that could wrestle for 5 rounds.
It was called
Cain
Randy
Velasquez
Couture.
Yeah. Would you call Randy a heavyweight though?
He was.
I know he was, but he wasn't really. He was a hybrid before hybrids.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
He was a hybrid, but that was Cain Velasquez also. He was a hybrid before he was a hybrid. He was a hybrid before he was a heavy. He's 238. But the thing with Randy could go up to, you go down to 205 and back up to heavyweight. Cain could never make 205.
Randy was never more than 225. That was the heaviest he ever was.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought he was like 235 at the most. No? Interesting. Man. But I look at Tom Aspinall as the UFC, I think, feels like they know something. Maybe they've sent people to watch him train with other heavyweights, and they've seen what Curtis Blake can do. And probably watching him train with all the video footage, they probably take it. I really believe that the UFC studies some of that video footage, and they listen to what some of the people have. They want to know where you're at, want to know what goes on through your mind, mentally, and they talk to, I think, some of the production team that do those 24/7s and
Josh, you can't put your money behind every fighter. You can't do it. You've got to be smart about it and say, all right, here's the guys that we're looking at. Which ones do we put the money behind and market? And then the fighters, through training scenarios, through their fights that they put on in the cage, they're gonna rise to the top, and the money's gonna go that way as far as marketing. And that's what you're seeing with Aspinall.
Yeah,
it's that you can't. If you're the UFC, that's the only way for you to do business. You can't do it. You can't put your money behind everyone.
No, but you got to put what the UFC has done, which I baffles me that some other promotions haven't fucking figured this out. Put your money behind the star from every country, because whoever you believe is going to be a star from that country, put your money behind them.
Yeah.
I don't. It just baffles me that other promotions haven't caught on to this yet. Like, okay, look, you have a guy like in Tom Aspinall who's from the UK to replace Bisping. And it started off with Connor. Brought someone in from Dublin. They knew it was a fight market. They just hadn't found one that was really that person. What was Marcus Davis? But he wasn't from Ireland.
Marcus Davis is from Boston.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying though, but he always tried to promote with the Irish hand grenades, right? Yeah, he always tried to hit that market, but there was nothing there.
If you recall, when he fought in Ireland, they wouldn't let him use his nickname. He had to change it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So then you have, but there was fighters that have tried to hit that market, and there was no one that came out of there except for Conor McGregor. So they find people from each market to help put their money behind. Sure. They did the same thing with a couple of the Chinese fighters. They did the same thing with one or two of the fighters out of Australia.
We just watched Lee, who he was not that good. No. When the UFC signed him. I mean, they signed him back in 2014, I think it was his first fight. He wasn't that good a fighter. He was not ready. And they knew that, and they put him against talent that he could compete with. And now they got a real fighter. Go to breathefume.com/weighing in and use the promo code weighing in to get 10% off right now.
100% agree. Okay.